I'm certified.
And welcome everybody to the DMV Podcast. Welcome everybody.
Welcome. We're back.
Yeah, this is how you know. Welcome everybody. Back to
It feels so good.
Back to the podcast. Hey.
As you can tell, we are way too excited.
Yes. And I'm Leroy Monker.
I'm Sesay.
And I am Midori Ame. And we are still the DMV Podcast.
Yeah, still DMV
Isn't that
Podcast.
beautiful?
Yeah, y'all.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes.
But wait, and Midori, where can they find the DMV Podcast?
Yeah, where can they find us? Yeah.
You know, reunion show or not, you can always find the DMV Podcast on Instagram, on Facebook, and you can find us on SoundCloud where you listen to your podcast. Hello, it's right here.
And y'all have been listening for like the past year, like 0.75. You know, even though we ain't been around.
So continue to listen right where you're doing it right now.
And don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell another friend.
About the DMV Podcast.
What?
Yes.
This is how we do it.
All right, so it's been a minute.
Jeez.
It's been a minute, and literally haven't done anything like this.
1.75 years.
I know
Zero.
Midori's been doing some shows.
I have.
Some on-air
No,
stuff.
my boss ass.
Hey.
I'm done. You know, things have been cool. Things have been really cool. I've been trying to live my best life, succeeding in that.
I'm living my best
course.
life.
So you guys know, everyone says like, "Oh yeah, how you doing? And I'm like, "Oh yeah, girl, I'm trying to live my best life."
Yeah.
I realized I am going to stop saying that I am trying because I am living it.
You're doing
I am actually living the best version of how this could
I'm
possibly
living
be
my
going.
best life.
True.
And I ain't going
I
back.
see it.
No, she
Yeah.
never would anyway.
Never would. I know that's for hair flip
Do you
to the
know
girls who
Midori?
have hair. Okay, and if you don't, do it anyway because you know you're Vietnam on the inside. Come on, Miss Vietnam. We'll talk about pageants later.
Right, I'm
Look,
sorry.
let me throw it back to Leroy. What's up? What's popping today? Tell the people what's popping.
So we're gonna do a little recap, a little catch up. You know, it's been a minute, and we've been gone for a minute.
Now I'm back with the recap.
Now I'm back to I saw with a fit of A.
Hey, I'm hard shaking. Oh,
Okay,
y'all
okay.
Can't see it. My shoulders are going. Woo, woo. Okay, I'm back.
All right, so yeah, we've been gone for a second or whatever.
We're back. We're back.
Doing life.
Yes, doing life.
We've been doing life.
Doing it.
And
So-
now we're definitely back, and a lot of we've just been moving in life. So
A lot of weave at this table.
yes,
Well,
exactly.
first, before we get into it, can we just really, really thank our listeners out there
You know
for
what?
one, staying on top of us and asking, yo, when's the DMV Podcast coming back? When y'all gonna do a show
shout outs to
again?
y'all, for
What's
real,
going
for
on
real.
with y'all? We were on hiatus.
Shout out to people who were listening during hiatus because that was
Yeah.
really awesome. I was still
Yeah.
sending people to the site. I was saying, hey, we're all
right?
doing amazing, great things. And the funny thing is, let me tell you how hiatus worked for us, okay?
Yes.
Because it wasn't planned. Just so y'all
was
know.
not planned.
Just so y'all
But when you go and you slay, you need to rest.
Yeah.
And I feel like because we had grown so much bigger than the initial intent of the podcast,
Talk about it,
weren't
sis.
ready.
Preach on it.
we weren't ready.
Ready.
You guys, this
we were
podcast
not
you're listening to
ready.
right now is a gem. And this episode, for real, will show you the things that we've done in the past X amount of change that we
years of
haven't been
change in the
here.
making.
Oh my goodness. It was because of the first round, the first season.
Exactly. The
Of
first
DMV
round,
Podcast.
the 2-year round.
Oh my
for 2 years
goodness.
season.
I'm loving it.
88 episodes.
Yes.
Just
No,
going
we-
hard.
We're going once a week, every Wednesday.
For a
Literally,
year,
for a
not even
while.
a year and a half. Like we didn't even make a full year and a half.
yeah, exactly. Like,
It was crazy.
It was literally every Wednesday.
Wow.
We'll come into the studio. We will set up the studio. We will record. We will break down. We will put a show out that night.
Emailing guests, configuring
Email,
all
yeah.
of the
Yeah.
events that we were doing.
And
We hosted
events. Oh my
Commentating
God.
at
red
events.
carpets.
Yeah,
Friggin'
events.
Doing a
Jeez
lot of free
Louise,
work that we didn't plan on doing.
Girl, talk about free. But what you know what?
Forever free.
But the free work that we got for
It
Leroy
led to some real work.
to some real work. Okay, so I want to hear Leroy because I feel like you've benefited greatly from knowing I send myself. So
Hello.
let me know how
I just
our
didn't know
friendship
the right
has
people.
enhanced.
I
No,
just
no, no,
want
no.
you to
You know
know.
the right people.
I would never brag about some of my success. I just want you to know through my tribulation was your triumph, and I'm okay with that because you're my boy.
So Leroy, hit us up. Let us know, what have you been doing for the past couple of months/year? You've been everywhere.
Wow.
Literally.
So,
And if you don't name the big things, I will name them for you because I have them in the Rolodex.
We have them on file.
Oh wow. Okay, so all right. So this is how it works.
Scrolling through your Instagram, trying to find the memories.
Ho.
All right, so this is how it works. First of all, I just want to say, like, yo, this year, like, up to this time, all I think about is like, yo, it's a blessing to be like where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Because like when I think about like growing up and everything and like just
In the hot Sahara Desert. I mean, how did you survive?
Oh my God. Yes, for the African joke. It wouldn't be a show if we didn't have one.
it wouldn't be a
Is
show.
it the first episode yet? Is it?
Yes, we're back, y'all. For real.
Is it too soon?
We are officially back. Hi. And we haven't even come at you. We haven't even come at Leroy yet. Because you know we gotta check him soon.
Because there's no bathrooms and no water, so you just gotta figure it out.
Horrible
Squeeze
joke,
the water
but
out
I
the
love
cactuses.
you guys. Horrible joke.
I mean, it is hot though. I'm not even
The
gonna.
way you said it, you sounded like your childhood was so harsh, Leroy.
No.
Yes, growing up in the suburbs,
It was just, I cannot believe Fairfax County
we
would
had
even.
to ride yellow buses
Oh
to
my
school.
gosh, and they had heated seats. Like, what? Man, I wore my seatbelt every day. Good grief. I'm sorry, Leroy.
But like all jokes aside, if you grew up with African parents, you had a whole different
Oh, my
struggle.
goodness.
And I,
Slightly.
Yeah.
more power to you.
I bow down to
Exactly.
you guys.
So
I bow down.
I would say that growing up, how I was African family, make sure you do X, Y, Z, get out the house, go to college.
Almost the baby.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
middle child, I
Yeah,
guess.
so I'm third. Yeah, I'm
You
third.
count.
Yeah.
You count for middle. You count.
You count. You matter, Leroy.
Yeah, there's just two middle.
You
There's
matter.
two middle kids, so you count.
But you like going to high school, getting in trouble, like just not knowing what your future's gonna be like, and not having parents that know what your future's gonna be like. They think they know what your future's
Right.
gonna be like.
They have expectations.
They have
have
But tell the
expectations
truth.
of
Yes.
what it should be.
Because you have
like.
doctor, lawyer,
Exactly.
engineer,
Wow.
accountant, and you hit one
It's
of
all the
those.
hard
Yeah.
sciences, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And nowadays, 2018, if you're Africa, you're not IT, then
Oh yeah, that's the new one.
that's. I
So
mean,
you
not
guys-
not completely.
So IT
not
is
across
like
the
a new
board.
field for Africans.
Yeah, but we've
That's
added
beautiful.
that.
It's
We've added that
it's
to the
like
repertoire.
I like that. No, I like
probably
that.
And lawyer.
IT got like
Of course.
80% of the
Lawyer is another one, too.
market. I would say IT has 80% of the African market.
They make the most money.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. And it goes
What in
from
the
help
world?
desk to I travel internationally.
Yeah, to
every
do
week
everyone's-
do
right.
This
Look,
yeah.
I do Google's Google. I do. I'm Google for Google. I don't know. I don't
Data
know anything.
security.
I don't know
That's the
anything.
real question. Who's Google for Google?
Who's the 1, 2, 3 help
Bermuda
desk for
sells
Google?
reinsurance. I learned that.
Exactly.
There's
So-
insurance. Bermuda got the reinsurance. They insure the insurance.
The insurance, right?
You
Like,
know?
let me let you do what you
The
do.
Google of the
Exactly.
Googles.
So it's just been a blessing. I've been doing a lot more gigs as far as working with Deshaun Barber, Miss USA 2016.
And motivational speaker. Shout out
Yeah,
to you,
motivational
sis.
speaker.
Out here.
Yeah,
Ow.
matter of fact, she just did a crazy speech today
Yo,
at
I
Virginia State
watched it.
University. It was amazing. It was. I was on point with it too. I was
Shout out to the Trojans, BSU.
Yeah, shout out to Trojans.
I don't know what you guys' like call is, but I'm gonna say whoop whoop.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
for the
Yes.
just for the non VSU Trojans in the house.
Hail State.
Okay, that's a thing. That's
Yeah,
can I
Hail
say
State,
that?
yeah,
Am I
Hail
allowed?
State,
Hail State.
yeah,
Hail
yeah,
State.
yeah.
I didn't say anything negative against Virginia.
Because you know
Tech,
we
did
love
I?
our Hokies.
I was going to say,
We
I didn't.
do. We love
at least
Tech.
It's not a negative thing. I'm saying.
Virginia
Nah.
State and Virginia Tech share the same grant that the government.
That
gives
is
for
very
land
true.
grant,
The same
so
land
Yep.
grant.
We're
Yep.
definitely
That's very
there's a
true.
thing. Yep.
You would have fun fact.
Information.
DMV fun fact.
I be knowing. Hey, I be knowing.
I'm weak. I'm so weak.
So working with Deshauna, I've also been working with Carla, director of Miss DC USA.
Love Carla.
Gorgeous.
We are a
Yeah.
fan of
Why
you,
does her hair
girl.
always perfect?
Because
That's it.
she's
That's the
Carla and
end.
she's popping. Like, have you seen her daughter? Shout out to Cammy.
Basically.
Cammy Crawford, you
Kimmy-
popping.
Miss Teen USA.
Yeah, Kimmy's
Ew.
always doing it.
Ew.
And Carla and her team, and then she's now directing Miss Connecticut USA. So
yes.
now I'm
So
working
dope.
with Connecticut USA, coming up in less than a month. Matter of fact, I gotta send some emails out. But anyway, working with them, that's grown. I also I went international with Deshauna, so I went international for the first time,
That's
which was
dope.
huge.
Was the London the first time you were international?
Y'all know what
Yes.
that means.
I thought so.
London was
Yeah.
the first time I went
price
international.
went
amazing.
up.
First time I went
that's right.
international, I was working.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's dope.
I liked it though.
Cute.
I like that.
We
over,
know
like-
Leroy likes working. Like, pause for the cause. Leroy only came to my 30th birthday because he was working.
I'm gonna hear this forever.
I just want to put it out there because I invited him to my 29th birthday. He ain't come.
Maybe
but my
that's the
30th
reason
birthday,
why.
I need professional help. I needed someone to be a videographer.
Gosh.
He was there because he was working. All right.
That's the only reason why I got a
you.
photo with him, because he was working. That's cute. That's cute. Leroy.
So you've been touring internationally, but you working. Okay. So what else you doing? You out here working with international pageant queens. All right.
Oh gosh. So that's been happening, and then one of the big things that was huge for me. There's two huge things in 2018. First one is on the lighter end was the me getting my house. I bought a home in 2015, a condo, 1 bed, 1 bath.
You did.
So freaking awesome.
Yes, 750 square feet in Manassas, Virginia, and
Nasty. If you're from the DMV, you know.
not considered Northern
Nasty.
Virginia.
It is.
No, it's not.
Whoa,
It says the
two things.
No.
What?
Okay, so it's there because
It is,
Okay.
it's before Stafford.
Yes, it is. It is Northern Virginia. Because Stafford
it's-
is not.
and it's
Northern
before
Virginia.
what's the joint after Manassas? That's even further.
I don't know anything
Gainesville.
past Manassas.
Dumfries.
What
Yeah.
is
So
that?
if Dumfries is considered,
So
Dumfries is
sorry to our
Woodbridge.
listeners in
Dumfries
Dumfries.
and Woodbridge.
That's fair.
I see
You're
them
right.
as the same
You're right.
thing.
Oh,
You're right.
okay.
Yeah.
He's
I
in the
know
radius.
Woodbridge.
Manassas
Yeah.
still it counts because I know people that drive from Manassas to go to the Pentagon.
Okay, yeah, true.
I know people that
But
drive from Stafford, which I think is crazy.
I always thought DMV was just the metro area.
I mean,
just the
this-
metro.
It is the
It is.
DC metro
It is.
area.
If your metro doesn't go to it doesn't go to your house, you don't technically live in it. But
Leesburg, shout out to you guys. You're getting one. Don't worry about it. We got you on lock.
Oh,
yeah, yo.
Silver line.
Yeah, they
Okay,
got
I don't
Silver
count
Line
Leesburg.
extended
2089.
4 stops.
We out here.
Silver Line extended the 4 stops between this show and the last show we did.
I am so done. If the Silver Line is moving faster than we are, we've got an issue. We've got an issue.
I'm gonna just sit down because I live in DC, so I don't even know the stroll.
I hate.
Oh man.
Back
So
my life in Northeast.
I took that condo. I took that condo, remodeled it. It was low budget remodel. It was a low budget remodel.
But it was you did really good with the
Yeah, I mean,
little
for
budget you
low
had.
budget, low budget is not like a couple $100.
No. That's not what we mean, guys.
High budget is like,
Hi.
oh, we did like a couple 100,000.
Right,
Blah,
yeah.
blah, blah, blah. We did this.
So what did you remodel?
Gutted the kitchen, took all the cabinets out.
Okay.
New fridge, new stove, new dishwasher, new
This is
sink.
Flip My House. This is Love It or List It.
Yeah.
You literally were on Love It or List It. Redo your whole house and love it how it looks
I didn't
great.
contact
And then
anybody.
sell it.
Dang. I should have
What?
contacted somebody.
You literally could have sold
Now
that
you were busy
episode.
because you were out here doing shows.
Leroy, you could have produced your own episode of Love It or List It and sent it to them with the graphics. I would have done your graphics. I could have done your lower thirds. I could have done all the titles and
Hey
everything.
guys, my name is Leroy.
Leroy.
And this is Love It or List It. Yeah.
Why is it that this is the one time you don't know how to host something? Really? When your face is attached to it, you don't know what to do? That's fine, Leroy.
weak.
That's fine. Please be weak at the one moment where we need you to be strong. I'm over you.
Too much HGTV. I heard that's another level in adulting when
Oh, yes.
when your favorite pastime is watching HGTV.
Excuse me,
that's the
Lifetime
thing.
and Hallmark, I sit down and I watch with my
That's how I know
grandmother.
y'all old.
I don't watch
I just-
HGTV though.
Oh, but you are HGTV.
You
Hate.
are in the embodiment of HGTV.
You're living my life in real life.
Living the HGTV life.
Just trying out here, and that after I finished that remodel, it was kind of like nerve wracking because you're putting money into you're just sinking money into this remodel. The floors got remodeled
Hoping
too.
it's gonna pay off.
Yeah, hoping it's gonna pay off. The painting, we repainted the whole place, not just like just a couple walls that needed. No, it was a whole place, white walls.
Okay.
Ceiling white.
I'm done.
All white.
Yeah, and
All white
bedroom
everything.
gray, bathroom white. Bathroom took out the vanity. That's what it's called, vanity, right?
Yes.
Okay, I was gonna call it
Yes,
cabinets,
you're
but
doing well.
okay.
Cute.
I've been learning some
Look
things
at
out
you.
here.
So you know what to look for in your new home. I'm proud of you.
Matter of fact, one of the many things I learned that I didn't know before was I know how to drill a hole in ceramic tile.
Okay.
Not an easy
That's
task.
a level that I don't even know if it's adulting. That's
I
like a skill.
I was
That's
putting
literally
up
a
the
talent.
shower curtains because I got ceramic tiles in the shower curtains.
That's fancy.
And, at first, I was like, I took a regular screwdriver and I was just like looking at it. I was like,
Oh, you tried it.
So wait,
something's not
I'm gonna
gonna work.
guess. Did you YouTube this to figure out what to do?
exact. YouTube University.
Okay.
University.
That my
Yes,
third
Leroy's
degree
favorite
is
school.
from YouTube University. I want you to know, and it's just a general studies degree because I learned everything.
Exactly.
I count that as my first
Independent
degree,
studies,
and everything else comes after it.
So if you want a degree in life skills, I need you to go to YouTube University and get your life.
My first
Guess
degree
they
is from
told you.
YouTube.
Look, I put more hours into YouTube University than
That is
any
a-
other
that is a
university I've been
damn-
to.
Okay, wait a minute. You're not gonna talk about
That is
Alpha
damn
JC.
right.
We went to the same school. I need my degree to mean something.
I'm
the
done.
work that
I'm over.
yeah, classes. I went to class, but when I say I put in work on YouTube University,
What is happening?
there's a, you know,
Okay, so you've been traveling all over the world, all over the country, working.
yes,
Doing videography. You also remodeled your place and your home that you purchased.
But I know a fun secret about
what else?
Leroy.
What else been going on? Because I feel like another
That is just
another big life
tantalizing.
thing happened
Yes.
in the
I
eclipse.
mean, all right.
You know about that eclipse that we talked about?
I cannot. I cannot.
Leroy, what else happened to you?
I feel like a full moon's
and then
out.
The second big thing in 20.
Oh, you've been traveling. You've been going to some international countries and things just for fun. You went to
For gigs.
LA one
gigs.
time,
Yes,
and then you
yep.
went to Greece. And
Yes, yes. I'm gonna say it like they say on TV. I met someone.
Oh my god.
Gosh, you met
Oh
someone.
wow, you met someone.
Pew, 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 pew. Leroy met somebody.
Leroy met somebody. So Leroy, cut to the chase. We know who she is. What's poppin'?
Whoa,
And we like her.
I feel like
Just so y'all know, we like her.
We've been loved her.
Yeah.
So what's
yes,
poppin'?
she is now my fiance.
Leroy's engaged. Leroy's engaged.
Let me get that booty on a regular basis, cause I'm married now.
We got a
Girl,
wedding
give it up. Hey, to make these babies, cause we African. Girl, they waiting for us to make these babies, girl. Gotta get these grandbabies. Grandbabies.
Oh God.
I'm ready. I'm so excited.
So can I just say,
Funny thing is whenever you tell a guy like, yo, I got engaged, they're just like, oh wow, yeah, big step, man. Like, congrats.
Yeah, because you're walking away from your peak. You know that whole guy peak access BS.
Yeah.
Like if you peak by your 30 and 35, you're balling. If you ain't got a wife,
he didn't
'cause
wait
you-
till 30. He
But
was
when
like,
you-
I'm ready now.
When you tell girls, are like, oh my gosh, how'd you do it? Let's see
Right.
the ring. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. I'm like, when you
Right.
tell guys, it's like, yo, yeah, that's what's up. Like,
It's like telling a magician, like, yo, I did that one trick last night. Oh, yeah, I know how that's done. That's cool. They don't care. They don't really
gonna be
care.
honest.
It's the audience. We are the audience. Women are the frigging audience. So, of course, we're like, oh, my God, was it cinematic? Was it like the movies? Was it like Grace? I don't know.
All I know
he
for me,
did great.
Oh, my God.
I was just
hit it
happy
one more time.
that I
went to
kept the
Jared.
secret. That's where I was at.
You kept the secret?
I kept the secret. He told me
Oh,
he
yeah,
bought the
yeah,
ring.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
like,
Cute.
Oh, yeah,
so
I
it's
should
happening?
definitely-
Where is
No, I
it?
definitely scrolled on a smooth, was it like Saturday morning or some BS? I definitely scrolled in and I was like, is that...
But no, and
It was my whole
then
life
her
changed.
face was that.
And her face was literally, like, gone.
I was like, yeah, she's
Yeah.
surprised. He did
Yeah.
good. He did good. That's
Good
my
job,
boy.
Leroy.
Oh yeah, I told Midori too.
Yeah.
You remember I told you?
No,
I told you way
back in the
before
day.
it happened.
way back in the day.
And then I was like, oh Midori, I'm thinking of taking that next
Oh,
move.
no, we talked
I think we're
about,
on the
yes, we talked
phone or
about
something
marriage.
like
Yes,
that.
yes.
And then I was
just proud.
kind
I'm
of
so
manifested.
proud.
I mean, well, the funny thing is, I talked to Leroy's girlfriend earlier today, and I was just loving on her and just sharing.
She's the mom.
Oh, she's amazing.
I didn't know where she is. I haven't seen
Sorry,
her in days.
fiance.
I hate you so much. I was just sharing like those funny moments of me and Sesay would laugh and joke and be like, she's so cute. She's everything for you. She's forward. She's blunt. She's right in your
Yes.
face. She says the
Yes.
things that need to be said. She also knows
She
when
is
to
right
be
in your
soft
face.
and not to, be overbearing. She knows the balance. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know Leroy liked a little, he liked a little woman to take control. A little south
Listen. Y'all thought African men didn't like strong women. Lie. I don't know who told y'all that lie.
Strong and beautiful, intelligent. I mean, she's a frigging bio
Yeah.
what? Like
Yeah.
literally, all I have to say is she's a bio blank, and you just fill in the blanks and just
Exactly.
know the coins are there. She's amazing, and I'm so proud of you. So
Yeah.
happy for
She's
you.
West Indian, so she's loud.
Oh,
crazy.
no, we knew that.
You know,
Yeah.
it's funny seeing the dynamic because they're like the opposite people. So like
That is
she and I have already decided we're gonna go on someone's carnival Carnival because
Carnival
I love soca. Bing, ding, 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 ding. Like, really, like, yes.
Cause I'm ready.
She loves it more than me. Shout out to Grenada. So she loves it way more than me. And Leroy is just so like, I'm gonna come to the party and film.
I'm
like,
done.
I'm gonna just take pictures because
Look, I have the in on the designers. If somebody can find me a place to stay in Trinidad, we can go. I got costumes. No, this is an actual like a real moment. I wasn't giving like I wasn't exaggerating. I actually know like 3 different designers and they do all of the carnival. So I've got one for like a Bayesian. I've got one that's a Trini. Yes, honey, we can do
Rihanna's
this.
designer?
No.
Ooh, I don't know.
All right, Leroy. Okay, do you know what?
I just
Anyway.
Midori will let you know like something special when you just bring up randomly. She'll be like, oh yeah, Rihanna's designer. It's like, yeah.
But that's fair. But anyway, back to you.
The fact that we were just like, oh my gosh, like why'd you bring that? That's like not on me. Not on me.
I'm very excited and happy for you in this engagement.
Very much.
This has been a long time coming.
Mm-hmm.
This is perfect timing, I feel like, for the both of you.
I stopped planning.
And because you got a plan.
When I let go.
No, I stopped like being included.
Go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, you should come. Nah, I'm good.
You stopped going out.
Unless I have to go to stuff that I'm forced to go to.
Of course.
Because you're working. He's not coming unless he's working. I'm telling y'all right now, Leroy's not coming.
Then don't come. Don't go.
Okay,
Just stay
you
home.
know what?
That's fine.
We're going to test it.
Hey
Leroy,
guys, I need to get booked super. Like,
when's the last event that you went to?
The last event, meaning
Like you had to...
For leisure, not for work. When's the last time you went out?
The last time you went out for something... No. What's the last event that you took place at? I want to know if you were working or if you went there to be a participant.
Podcast 101, like what? A couple of days ago?
Oh, you're lucky that was the last one. You're lucky.
That's lucky work.
That was
so
work.
before that,
was
where
recon.
were you?
Where was I out at? Was it okay? So it can't be work because this is work.
Did not work, Leroy. Where were you at? Okay, so Tuesday we went to a function. We'll talk about that later. Boom, that was
It
low-key
can't
work.
be family, right? I was at some baby showers, some weddings.
Were you
That's obligation.
working or were you
No,
participating?
I was actually in the.
But
not
that's
in the wedding,
obligation.
but I was invited, and
Did you
And you
bring your
actually
camera?
went.
Did you take pictures?
no pictures.
You
no
didn't do no
camera.
But it was a
Nope,
family
nothing.
obligation.
Family obligation.
That's
Then that does not count. And to who, Leroy,
Leroy be working, y'all. He's gonna show up and support for family events,
Sure
for
will.
real events.
Sure will. He'll be there when it
For
counts.
relevance.
When it counts.
But
Yeah, Leroy's still like, all right, I'm out.
yes. Oh, you want to drink? Nah, I'm good. I gotta go over here. I gotta go work tomorrow. But I love y'all though.
So silly. So silly.
But Leroy, like, that's dope. You touring, you out here, like, Repost Productions, lit.
Yes.
Got shirts.
Shouts to Midori. Midori made the logo and everything.
Of course
Shouts
she
to
did.
Midori. Yeah.
Squad
best.
back in the day.
Yeah,
You
Back
have
in the
your whole
ditto.
team right here.
Back in the ditto.
Like,
Exactly.
literally, we could be our own media company if we wanted to, but
Well, no,
we
I
don't
mean,
have time.
We don't.
On
We
what?
don't have time.
We literally
No.
don't have time.
On what?
If we want to be our own media company,
being a media
production,
yeah.
three of us are really good.
Literally.
Oh, yes.
But we literally don't have time. That's crazy that we even have to say that, but like,
That's a real thing.
Because the things that we have
whole
literally
other
sat
podcast,
down and
guys.
said we wanted to do, we go around and people are like, oh yeah, I do this. Oh yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
So that's been a thing. Isa.
Oh, is it me now?
Sesay. Okay, so I'm gonna put the timer on for this one because
God damn, I be long-winded.
I know that Leroy likes
my
to
whole
talk,
tongue like,
but my
She's
Sesay.
about to go in on some.
I
I'm gonna give you look.
Life. She's gonna
Live
send you
your
life.
best life, girl. Live it.
We talk about the penitentiary.
Can you just pour me some more wine?
I sure will. I sure will. Child,
Yeah,
the bubbly is pumped.
So, in the past year, in 0.75 years, 1.75 years, let's see, what have I been doing? I turned 30.
Hey, shout out to 30.
And we were there.
Yeah, shout out to my solo return. Actually, the last
cute.
time we
Yes.
linked up, linked up, was my 30th birthday, which was lit, by the way.
That is right.
Yeah.
That was a Sesay Says production low key, right?
That was a Sesay Solutions production. So also
sorry.
what
I'm so
happened?
sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, you're
Solutions.
good.
Yes,
So
Solutions.
also what
Break out a
happened
lot of
is
new-
I know, I'm ready.
I started my own company.
Yes. And it's about time too. Also,
Yes,
long
so-
time making-
So proud.
Events management.
I used to bother Sesay about this every day.
Leroy has
Leroy.
been telling me for
not a
years
game.
I'm apparently the Black Anna Winter, and I need
Yep.
to be out here
From the
making
ground
money off of connecting people because I'm really good at it and that's what I do.
Connecting people.
And
Thank
he's
you.
right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Because
I would never met
He's right.
Midori. I I would never met Midori.
You wouldn't have had the opportunity.
I wouldn't have met Deshauna.
I'll just say,
I wouldn't
Leroy,
have met Deshauna.
I told you through my tribulation, you triumphed because I was in a.
It's real.
I could write a book about some of my dating experiences, y'all.
That's awkward.
I'd be in bad situations, and I was in the
Michelle Obama, watch out.
Talk about Leroy real quick. So
I have a book in my mind.
Leroy, so the situation that happened with Leroy is now all the Miss USAs. So I had a snowed in weekend with somebody I shouldn't have been over their house.
Oh my God.
And then they invited somebody else over there, and then it was 3 of us there, and it was really messed up, and it was 2 girls and 1 guy, and I was like, whoa, what is this? I don't live this life. I'm not what? No, and then she was like, wait, I don't live this life either. And then she was gay. So I was like, whoa, I'm confused. What's happening? She was like, I'm confused too. But then we became friends. And she was like, so I'm doing this fashion show. I need help. I was like, oh, I know people. So I introduced her to Midori. And then Midori came and I was like, I'm going to bring my podcast. And then my podcast came. And it was like a beautiful harmonization of beautiful things. And out of my tribulation was triumph. And
yes.
People made money. Boom.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story.
Moral of the story is
people made money.
Mother trucking boom.
Listen, y'all know me. I'm a truth teller. I'm gonna tell the truth. And I've had a crazy life.
Boom.
I should write a book. When I write my memoir, wow, y'all won't believe me, but it's fine.
What was was that December or May 2017?
That was 2016.
That was
16.
No.
16.
I'm moving on to
I was end of 15.
When did you graduate from VSU?
Masters.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
So in this span of time,
okay, that's what I'm saying.
A part of the hiatus. I got my whole master's.
Because it was a year and more than half.
So for those that don't know, I went back to grad school immediately after graduating from Virginia State. It was not immediately. So it wasn't planned. I was trying to get a job, but it was still a recession. So yeah, shout out to that. 2011.
Great timing, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It was hard. Unless you were in the military, there just weren't jobs. Like everyone was trying to get a job in USA Jobs except for me. I wasn't trying to work for the government, and I was perfectly fine with that. But every job I was applying to was talking about project management. I was like, what is this?
Right. So what is project management?
It's honestly your whole life. Projects. It's everything.
It's knowing how to organize and be manageable.
Well, it can be on the technical side. So there's like an IT thing to it. There's an engineering. There's civil engineering. There's manufacturing engineering. I know this because in grad school all my teachers were engineering teachers, and I studied mass comm in undergrad. So understand. Grad school was a struggle, and I was like, Six Sigma, what? Okay. I learned how to write. They didn't let me take math. It's a lot. So anyway, I was in grad school. I left grad school because I got really frustrated, not because I wasn't passing classes. I was doing fine, but my spirit was like, I'm not on the right track, and I kind of was like, let me just stop. And then God sent me an epiphany and was like, you need to be planning events. Because you've been planning events. And I was like, oh snap. So at 25 I had a career shift.
Damn right. Look, and we say that like it's like 50. But
right. And
the perfect time to pivot.
And that's what my mentors and my old heads have told me. Shout out to my deltas. Ow. But they're like, you're making a career change at 25.
The Cardi B call.
I don't have to do the call. I'm just saying, ow.
I was like, it was the wrong
Cardi
call.
B call is appropriate at all times. Okay.
It's never a wrong call. We're talking about my sorors. First of all, I don't have to make a loud,
and
noise.
This is soror spelled AH.
Thank you. Sarah. Hey, Sarah. Shout out to my dad. Hey, Sarah.
That's the cutest thing I see on your Instagram.
Hey, Sarah.
It's so rough. I love it. It's amazing.
But my number kicked it to me, the OG, and was like,
so cute.
You're making a career change at 25. People do that at 30 and 45. Exactly. You're good, sis. And I was like, you're right. But I was scared about starting over because I had done so much work even in undergrad. I was like, I want to stay on this train. But God was like, nah, sis, over here. So I had to start from so I had to go back to after graduating and doing a year and a half in grad school. I stopped, put everything on pause, came back home to volunteer. And
that's big.
It was a lot. It was a lot. Went to New York. Teamed up with Nude Bar, still working with
that's how Nude Bar came into your life. Yeah. So that's worth it.
I was working this job for about 2 years, and things were just getting crazy. I had on top of having the crazy white boy roommate, which if y'all scroll back a few episodes before, y'all can learn about that.
Episode 51 and 72.
You can hear about that. It was traumatic.
1 and 80.
I'll never do Craigslist again. Just know that. Like New York, you can do that. Don't do that in DC. It's not for you.
Come on. grade.
Yeah. So between
get your
that,
list together.
I had actually started dating again.
Hey,
That was a mistake, but we'll talk about it later.
Oh my gosh.
But through that, I realized that I was in a bad place.
Do you need more wine?
You know, just like Gabrielle Union's book, which I also read these past 2 years.
And I did.
We're gonna need more wine. Cheers on that, sis. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So also in that time period, I was like, okay. Because my job, you know how you ever get in a job and your job keeps changing your job? You keep getting more. You keep getting more.
The description changes.
You get more responsibilities, but not more money.
My gosh.
I went from managing one internal client to 4 to like 10. And then I went from managing 20 shows to 60 shows. And I actually lost my office. And then I had a shared space, but then I had a room for all my space.
So you must have gotten more pay each time.
No. I was promised a promotion for about a year and a half, and I realized.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking. I'm actually not joking. So what happened in that time frame? The guy I was dating at the time was like, "You still got that master's degree sitting out there that you ain't finished. You thought about going back?" I was like, "You know what? Okay. You're right. Whole time I had one class left." Listen, but when I'm frustrated, I'm out.
You're done.
So in 2013, I was out. So I was like, you know what? It's time to let's finish that. So I went back to grad school. I remember telling Leroy, I was like, y'all, I'm going back to grad school. And I had to fight for that because Virginia State was not trying to let me go get my master's.
Now, what's up with that? Don't you have like 5 to 10 years or something?
You literally
weird?
I heard on the first day of
ridiculous
school,
number.
you have a 5-year from the day you start. You have 5 years to finish, and that was literally my argument.
Wait a minute. Wait. 5 years to finish once you leave or once you started? What'd you say? Once you start?
It's really once you leave. So
that's what I was thinking. Once you leave, you have 5 more years to come back.
Yeah, you have a 5-year span to finish it.
Got you.
So I left a year and a half in, and I hit the 5-year mark once I wrote back out. Now, the bad part was I didn't communicate with my dean. I didn't tell him I was leaving. I didn't say anything. I'm telling y'all, I grabbed my ish and I just ran back to DC from Petersburg. It was affecting my soul. Like because it's like, it's fun when you're there in school and all your friends are there, but then it's like when everyone leaves, it's really depressing down there.
When everyone leaves.
It's really depressing. And when you realize how much money you're not making and then how no one's trying to help you. Like I got to a point.
Instagram will tell you apart too.
I got to a point I was doing informational interviews. I was walking up to companies.
No way.
Yeah. Trying to live this PR life. Walking up to companies. Hey, I want to do an information, and I would do one. I finally met a black girl who was working at Child Fund. And I was like, I want to work in nonprofit, whatever. So I thought. And she was like, so I'm going to just keep it real with you. Everyone that you've met, how many black people did you see?
Oh.
And I was like, you're the only one. She was like, yeah, exactly. You might want to go back home.
Oh.
She said it straight up and down without.
I never heard that.
I never heard that.
And we were in Richmond. I don't ever want y'all to not know there was a Capital Confederacy.
Completely.
So, and for those who live that PR life, they know like it's not easy to get jobs. There isn't necessarily a PR opening. Like someone has to die.
No. PR is a job that you can keep if you're good at it.
Yeah. So you keep that job for 20, 30 years. You're good, and then. Like
you know all the secrets of the company. Exactly. They don't want to lose.
You get in by being an intern, but like there isn't a job for PR. No, they color it other ways now. But in Richmond, there was nothing. So she said that, and I was like, okay, I got to reevaluate some things. So that was before I had the epiphany about events, and I was like, I realized, oh my God, I've been doing events this whole time. Like I helped plan my homecomings at State. I helped do all these forums. I put on all these productions and other engagements. I was like, I've been doing this. I need to make this my profession. And on the corporate level, because I'll do everything but weddings. Just so we're clear. I'm not going to plan your wedding.
DMV Podcast events that really popped too.
Yeah, so we did.
They
still play that video, that Miss USA.
I mean, we
it's the only video that they have from DC because no one else decided to do.
Yeah, well, because we were supporting DC from day one. I'm trying to tell y'all. So
we were supporting.
Doing DMV Podcast events. Doing the watch party for Miss USA and Miss Universe and all that, supporting our girl Deshauna and those who've come after her and doing all the comments. Look, just stuff around the city. I just realized I had a love for that. So I went back to school because the good thing about project management, because that was the degree I was studying, by the way, is transferable skills. So it's in everything. So I was like, all right, we can make this work. So your girl went back to school.
Transferable skills.
Walked across that stage, had a nice little photo. I never took pictures from my graduation. No, my girl Lily hooked me up.
You looked incredible, amazing, stunning, phenomenal, beautiful, gorgeous, enlightened, empowered,
What she said.
just glowing, literally. When I saw the photos, I was like, oh, so
And
now
I
my
felt
friends have
it.
stepped me up because you made me want to step up. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you say, so Sesay done got a degree on us. Oh, dang.
Good Masters of Sciences. Masters of Science. Yeah. It was real. That was real. So that was a very big accomplishment for me. I was very happy, and my dad was happy because he's been literally hounding me since 2011.
But you know what? I'm sure they were proud of the achievement.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That's big.
Mommy, daddy,
everybody's
dude we were dating at the time, but we ain't gonna talk about him. Right. Family, my little brother. It was even like nice to me that day. Like,
Of course it was.
It was a moment just to have my family there, and then not only that. So how I was doing grad school, which is also crazy. I started a new job. And I decided to go to school and like not be in the same state or city.
Literally.
So I had a new job, and I would drive down every other Monday to go to class. And I stayed with 3 of my line sisters and the dude I was dating at the time. And between like the 3 of them, that is honestly why I got my degree, and I will love them forever for that because it literally takes a village. Like, I don't even know how I had the mental capacity to even deal with that. But if I didn't have a place to stay, if I didn't have a place to rest my head, people cooking some meals for me, throwing me gas money here and there. Just
I don't know. Right, I don't
Making
even
sure
know
I
how
got
that
up on
happened, how
time.
that came up to for you because I just remember you being down in Richmond and then you'd be back and then you'd be down again.
You did
and
do
I
a lot
didn't
of
know
down
when
and
you were
back.
coming
I
and
didn't know.
going,
Yeah.
but you had it together. And then literally in 2 months, I saw graduation photos and I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, I wasn't paying attention all the time. Have you been doing this?
Yeah, where have I been?
Because that's how seamless it looked.
Yeah.
It felt very seamless.
It didn't feel seamless
to you in it.
To me,
but on the
because-
outside, we're like, oh, this is what she's doing there for the weekend.
So, you know, the one thing about me, I like my sleep. And I don't drive at
Did
night.
you lose it?
I don't drive at night because I be seeing stuff on the road.
That's
So
a real
I'm a
thing.
daytime driver. Listen, I be hallucinating. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I be seeing
done.
deer that aren't there. Like I see colors.
They're right next to you and then the middle lane.
My parents didn't let me drive in high school. I learned how to drive in college. I actually got my license at 22. 21, 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
And my panic sister, Tracy, taught me how to drive. Shout out to Tracy. Love you. So, yes, in college as a senior, I learned how to drive and get my license. So I can drive, though. Don't play me.
I haven't tested this
Senior in
theory out.
senior
I have not
in college,
tested
I learned
this
how. I learned.
You could get away with that if you grew up in New York or if you're just from New York.
Listen, when you have strict parents, that's how real it was. I want you to know that. And then when I got the license, one day I came home and my mom was like, "Oh, I got a car. No, I got a car. Take the car back." I said, "What?" She's like, "No, I got the Jeep. Take it back." I was like, "What?"
Take it back where?
So my first car was Jeep.
What?
A Jeep.
Oh, so they just...
So Mom was like, "Yeah, take that back to school." I was like, "What?" She was like, "No, just take it. You have your license, right?" I was like, "Yeah, I've had it for 6 months." She's like,
"That's how I got my first car too." It was just like, "Oh yeah, there's a car outside."
Someone gave her a car, so she gave me a car.
Yeah, that's how.
I
don't
wish
understand how
someone
that
gave someone I knew a car.
Granted, the car only lasts.
The WTF?
The car only lasts 6 months.
Yeah, my car had $100,000. It was like it's trash. Go ahead and take it.
I had a car.
It wasn't like this is brand new.
I had memories in that car. Shout out to my line sisters.
All right,
it was a hard time. Yes. So on top of me,
I was trying not to laugh at that one. I was gonna let it slide, but Leroy chuckled, and I had to.
Me getting,
I had to. Shout out to them Delta.
Yeah.
On top of me getting my.
All right.
Don't look up the receipts. Hey. Do not look up the receipts for any of this.
Fugitives. I love y'all. And always shout out. Those are my road. I told you those are my road dogs. They're the ones that held me down when I was in grad school. Thank you. So again, on top of that, I turned 30. I had my solar return. I just want to let y'all know, for those of y'all who are really into understanding energies and all of that. This past year for me has been
high energy.
Crazy, like high key, crazy in a like not even a real way. All truths came to light. So we'll just say that.
Wait a minute.
And you know, one of the big things I found out, which was kind of a negative, but honestly I've embraced it to a positive, I felt like I have alopecia.
Right. So let's talk about that. What? Can we dive into that for a minute real quick?
We can. So
that's something that's affecting a lot more people than we know of, and I would love to get your input on that.
Yeah. So me and my hair have always been combating since I was young. You know, again, I'm African, so my mom was grabbing this hair at 3.
Oh, yeah.
That didn't work out. So shaved my hair at 5. There are pictures to prove it. I will never show y'all. Just now, I was in kindergarten with a baldy and a red lip at 5,
like a fresh bald.
A 1.
A one guard.
A one guard.
A 1.
Not a onesie.
A 1.
Not a onesie.
At 5. And she gave me a red lip. I don't know why she gave me lipstick. Because my mom is different.
Because she was trying to give you. She was trying to give you a little something.
Make it pop. Yeah.
So, and that's not the only thing. So then, braids, weaves. Then I was like natural, but not natural. I was wearing my hair out at 16, which is like, oh my God, Isa has hair.
It's a big deal.
But then I was like, not really have. I joke about all the time I don't have edges because I don't.
Oh my God.
I ain't had it for a while. It's fine. Listen, I'm truth teller. I'm honest. The good thing is I hide it well, so I don't really know.
No.
But like I'm not, edges popping. Yeah, my edges ain't popping. They just not existent. So I've been having issues with I went natural in 2012 on a whim. I was at home.
Yeah, big chopper.
I was stuck in Chester, Virginia with no vehicle for 2 weeks. My roommate was away at basic. Not basic, but she was on her 2 week. She was in the reserve. Mm-hmm. She was away for 2 weeks doing her boot camp stuff. Mm-hmm. And I got bored and I cut my hair. I just cut off. Yep. Right. And I cut off.
There's like 2 movies that are like that, right?
Right. But like not because I was distressed. I thought I was trimming my ends. I realized I was trimming my perm. And then I was like, I don't know what I did. And I told I posted pictures of my line sisters in the group chat. They were like, Isa. I was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. This is a barbershop across the street.
You thought you were dusting and you actually...
I wasn't. So I go to the barbershop and shave my head. And I'm beautiful. And my dad even told me...
You need to be around Sesay.
Yeah, I can't be bored because idle hands are the devil's plaything. Like for real.
For sure. 5 shores.
So since being natural, everything was gravy. And then I'm like, all right, it's cool. I keep getting sick. I'm going to grow my hair out. I'm growing my hair out. I had it fade. All of a sudden, the hair at the top is not really growing. 5 years later, hair at the top is still not growing. Mm-hmm. The sides are triple the length of the top. The sides and the back. So I was like, all right.
Wait a minute.
And remember, I had a fade. So my hair at the top should have been longer than any other hair.
Right.
Nah. So... I was like, something ain't right here.
Oh, my goodness, babe.
I went to Mexico to go to Cabo last year for a friend's 30th. Shout out to my wife. Love you, Kelly. My boo.
You been to Cabo?
She's traveling, world traveling.
I was definitely traveling last year.
Not again.
We were on hiatus, so I was out here.
Not back yet? All right,
so
be back.
when I got back, though, my scalp started burning. I was like, yo, what's going on? Like, and it was like random. And then like I would ask my coworker, like, yo, can you like take pictures of my scalp? I don't know what's going on. Bald.
Oh.
So probably sunburn, maybe?
No, because I had a weave. And the weave was 6 weeks old, so it wasn't pulling. And I had the beehive situation.
Right,
so I was like, edges are protected. We're good here. Like, there should be no issues. There were issues. And I was like, all right, something's going on. So I remember it was actually a girl from state. She was an AKA Alana. Shout out to her. She actually, she has a
World Traveler Alana.
Yes, World Traveler Alana. She has this. I remember watching her YouTube vlogs about her alopecia. She had the CCCD, which is a scarring alopecia.
Wow.
Listen. We're out here.
See, alopecia affects more people than you know.
So I reached out to her directly, and she's the first person I told. I said, hey, girl, because we were in SGA together in undergrad. Mm-hmm. Always loved her, always liked her. And I was like, I don't think you're in the country. She's like, I'm in China. I was like, all right, how's it going? I was like, I think I have alopecia, but I don't know what to do about it. And it can be a really like... I don't know how to explain. It definitely affects your self-esteem, especially as women, because our hair is our crown and glory.
Right.
We put so much emphasis on our hair, especially as Black women across the globe, everywhere. Hair is a big deal. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like, and I don't care.
Chris Rock made a movie about it.
I mean, yeah,
that's
exactly.
how
good hair.
It
like it's a big deal. So it's like it's one thing for you to be bald-headed by choice, but when it's not by choice,
right,
you feel away. So I'm showing
way.
her what's happening. She was like, yeah, that kind of sounds like what was happening with me. Mm-hmm. You need to go get checked out. I'll go see a doctor, and he pretty much is like,
shouts to Sesay knowing people.
I know.
Listen. people are gonna be out here telling their story, telling the truth. Hi, truth tellers, love y'all. I'm gonna ask y'all questions.
Truth tellers, love y'all.
Yes. So I go to a doctor. I see this guy. I forget his name right now. He's out there in Rockville in Maryland. He's like Mr. Good Hair or whatever.
Nice.
He deals with, specifically with black women dealing with hair loss. And he has his own like regimen. It's like natural and all that stuff. So I go see him. He was like, he explains what alopecia is, which is basically an experience of hair loss. Like that's the technical name.
Right.
He's like, now, there are 3 major types. There's alopecia. There's alopecia totalis, where it's like you lose all the hair on your body, which I was not experiencing.
Right.
There's tractional alopecia, which a lot of black women have from doing tight hairstyles like braids and weaves and all that, constantly doing that and not letting your hair breathe. And then there's also the CCCD one, which is the scarring alopecia, which is not irreversible. So,
interesting.
Right. So the alopecia totalis and the scarring alopecia are not irreversible.
Right.
The traction alopecia can be reversed, but the thing about it is, and so I tell people, just use black castor oil.
Right.
When you lose your edges or a part in your hair, you literally have like a 2 to 3 month span to get that hair back. Dang. So you gotta be, putting the oil, like you have to stimulate growth in a very good time, because once the follicle is dead, that's it. So when you scar on your body, anywhere in your body, hair cannot regrow through the same spot. This people don't know. So if you have a scar on your body, think about it. You ever see hair grow there again?
I am going to check all over.
So that's why when
my
you
body.
go to the barber, they give you a shape up and they push it back. You're literally scarring the shape. That's
not the same thing. But if
so you just
I'm
no, I know what you're talking about. They do push it back,
hilarious.
and you do have to regrow that out. That's the thing.
No tip.
But, so like, let's say I cut you. I just cut you like somewhere on your head, right?
Right.
And you get a scar.
Oh yeah, hair won't grow over that.
So the same thing with scarring alopecia. When your scalp is burning and it's inflamed. And then all of a sudden, it gets really shiny. It gets bald. It's scarred over, and hair cannot regrow through the scarred tissue. Exactly. Wow. So I found out that I kind of have a combination of all of them, and then there's also hereditary alopecia. And my mama was losing her hair after her 3rd child, which is my brother in her 40s. She was having some hair, so I was like, I kind of have a lot going on,
right?
And I'm still not exactly sure which one I have, but it was definitely clarified. You got it. So it was like, so what you need to do is you need to not do weaves, braids, wigs. You can't do roller sets. So everything that I do, because y'all know me and I've been about my hair since I was 3, I can't do anymore. Dang. And I just gotta wear an afro with no edges. Are you dumb? I'm not doing that. So
sis.
No, like I was freaking out.
This is a change of life, yeah.
Exactly. I was freaking out. So my best friend,
I can't wait till she go bald. And
my best friend told me to cut my hair, and I cursed her out. I was like, "You got me all the way effed up. I'm not about to be out here rocking a fro, looking like a dirty cotton ball with no edges. Like fros with no edges don't work." Right. She was like, I was like, again, if I had edges, I would literally shave my head like to a 1 again, and I'd be fine, but I don't got no edges, so I look like I already have a big forehead. I have a 5 head. Like I can't do that. So I've been very critical of myself over the past year. Working with my stylist. Shout out to my girl Chanel, Crown God. Chanel, I love her.
Awesome girl.
So
I
finally found a style that worked for me back in June. I've been saying I was to cut my hair all year. Finally cut my hair 3 weeks ago.
Hey.
And
shout outs to
I love
growth.
It.
Yes.
Like
growth.
I mean, growth is the best growth.
So I got me a little
emotional and new growth.
Exactly. I got me a little fade, a little taper situation or whatever. I am trying to keep the hair at the top as best I can.
Yeah, look good.
And I don't know how much longer I have with my hair, because it could get worse. It could get better. Right. We're working on it, but like the doctor said, I can't touch it anymore. I can't do anything crazy. I got my little Bantu knots in right now.
It's so cute.
Just know I would never do this in my old self. But somewhere along the lines, I think I got tired of being sick and tired, and I was like, I'm just going to accept this for what it is, and I'm going to embrace it. And I think when I decided to embrace it is when everything got positive. So I chopped my hair, I go to my friend's birthday, and the response was overwhelming. Like
everyone loved it. Right. Of course.
Not even just like people liking it. My thing was I liked it. So that's what mattered to me. I loved it. I liked it. Yep. I'm fine with that. But having women reaching out to me. I mean, I've had some of my older sorors reach out to me, friends of friends, like, yo, my homegirl's going through this, and you're wearing it so beautifully. Like, I didn't even know. Yeah. I was like, I didn't tell nobody. I've always been really sensitive when it comes to my hair because it's been a thing for me.
It is a thing for women in
and people don't know that about me because I play it off well. I'm very playful, but it is a personal thing for me. So again, you can't really hurt me when it comes to that because I'm gonna talk about myself anyway. But this is like new and just kind of seeing women owning their alopecia has been very beautiful for me. So to all my sisters and my brothers,
to all of them,
now I'm a little bit more. I will say I'm a little bit more sympathetic towards the fellas going through the balding. So the difference is though y'all get a beard
and the pushback shape ups.
Oh no, I ain't with that. I ain't with that.
Never mind. Y'all just gotta live that life.
Like if your shape, if you go from a 5 head to a 10 head, bro, just shave it off.
If your barber mess you up, dang, you just chose the wrong barber.
The thing about with men though, y'all can grow a beard. So it's like where hair once was, you can replace it somewhere else on your face.
Guys using that to their advantage.
And you'll never be bald.
And for us, it's a balance. Like you just went from being a boy to a grown ass man, and I'm okay with that. Like a grown ass man, because you got a grown
and so appropriately accurate.
Because it's real. But like I'm not growing a beard, and y'all don't want to see that anyway. And I couldn't if I tried. I'm African. I only got hair in a few places. I'm not a hairy person. I never have been. I'm not taking Rogaine. I'm not taking biotin. Like I'm not hairy.
Oh wait, you're not gonna take biotin?
No. Oh, it's not natural.
Shouts to whatever.
Biotin's not natural?
I mean, it is natural. I mean, it's not natural through me.
Oh,
for me,
gotcha.
For me, I want to figure out what it is that I need to.
What's biotin?
It's something that occurs in your body. It's
it's like creatine.
It's not an enzyme or it's not like that. It's
in that way.
It's a nutrient.
Yes, but no. But it helps your hair and your nails grow. My nails grow very fast.
Hair, nails.
So I know that. That's how I knew that I didn't have a problem growing. I was like,
right. You always had nice nails.
Yes, and they grow very fast.
It's like, oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
but your hair and your nails grow at the same rate. That's how I knew it was like.
Now we know
there's something else going on with that. So yeah, so all my alopecia sisters and my alopecia brothers out there, male pattern baldness. I guess it kind of falls on. No, not the same. Maybe sort of. I love y'all, and own it. Just own it. Own it. Own it, own it, own it, y'all.
Own it.
Yes.
And y'all will see pictures of me in this haircut on the DMV Podcast. Because I'm stunting out here,
Out here.
And I'm only going to wear a wig when it gets really, really cold. So once it gets below 25 degrees, my winter hat, which I call my wigs, will be on.
You just, okay, see.
My winter hat. And if you see me, just hair flip and go. But that's kind of been,
hair flip and go.
That's enough for me for now. Anyway, Midori. Can we talk about you, sis?
Midori's been on a tear.
No. Because me and Leroy have been all right. Well, you've been living your best life. Hey, you ain't going back and forth with you.
I
ain't going back and forth with no men.
Song.
Let's just put this.
She's not going back with any men.
Let's just right here, right now, from the first episode.
Exclusive.
The fact that I have to.
That
I what was it?
Pew, 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 pew. I've been waiting for this day.
Exclusive.
Today is a beautiful.
I have a on the shoulders right now.
Day. We're all doing a real. This is our Wakanda pose because I'm very happy. I'm very, very happy because we're finally able to talk about things that I was not able to talk about a year and a half ago. So let's just go back from a year and a half because we'll get to the best part.
I just want you to know I'm beaming.
So I ain't going back and forth with no. So what's happened first? After DMV Podcast, we had our hiatus. I went off to France. That was when I went to Cannes for the film festival. So I was in not Paris, France. I was in Cannes, France, Antibes, and all the other places. I have a horrible French accent. I'm trying to learn. It's so sad. Please don't mock me, but
you got the Spanish down.
Thank you.
We're gonna get the French.
Can I just have English and Spanish? I gotta learn French now. We're
gonna get it.
So I went with Di Domenico, Kelsey Dominic. She's an amazing designer. I have been working with her for years. Pageant dresses. Gang. I mean, regular just interview dresses, just walking on the street dresses, everything. Get it done. Boom. Get it. Boom. She's amazing. So she had an incredible opportunity to showcase at the Cannes Film Festival fashion circuit.
Okay.
So fashion circuit basically just means everyone's in town for something and fashion happens while you're there. So while we're here at the Cannes Film Festival, there's a whole bunch of fashion shows. What I found out was people do this whole circuit. They'll go to Paris, they'll go down to Cannes for the film festival, then they'll go to Monaco, and then they'll go to Saint-Tropez, and then they end in Ibiza.
And they'll quit their job
Right. They take a 3-week bender and they go all to, if you go to Paris, it's like a 4-week. But if you just do the Cannes, Monaco, Cannes, Saint-Tropez, Monaco, Ibiza, it's actually like a 3 or 4 week trip.
And Cannes is invite only.
First of all, I'm really jealous of everyone who's European.
It's ticket.
All the Europeans' paid work leave schedule is like amazing.
Oh, I can imagine.
They get like 6 weeks off.
People thought that this was like, oh, you're here. How long are you staying? You're here for like 2 weeks. I'm here for a little 5 days. Like, I'm so sorry. I'm
We're
just
Americans.
getting a glimpse of France. I'm so sorry. I don't have a vacation for this. I roped together some PTO because I'm a millennial and I work hard and I never take a vacation. So yeah, that's why I'm here right now for 5 days. I thought that 5 days was enough. No. So next time I go, I'm going for at least a week and maybe possibly 2, just to hit like 2 or 3 spots. But yeah, so Cannes France was amazing. After that, I mean, from then till now, I've still been modeling, coaching, pageant girls, queen. Anybody. DC, New York, LA.
My girl has been international and out
internationally giving classes. Okay, Toronto, France,
all the get that passport check. You know what I'm saying? Double stamp, triple stamp, boom, boom.
Coaching.
Matter of fact, I gotta get it renewed. Get it done.
All the ings. She's doing it.
Yeah, she's doing
it. Doing it. Fashion. All the ings. Magazine.
What you want?
Hosting. Coaching. Modeling.
Yeah.
Doing it. All the things. All the things.
I love that my support team is so strong. You better sing a song for me.
I
need Leroy, can I get this cut and put on music? Yo, my homeboy makes beats. I got this. It's all free.
I'm ready.
It's all free.
I'm ready.
I'm over you guys. Okay, so yes.
Hashtag Midori just called me.
I'm done.
Oh, well, he'll be there because if he's hired to work, you know what's happening. Leroy only comes if he's working.
He only comes if there's work involved.
If he's working, he's coming.
If I tell Leroy, no, I need you for a job,
if you book him, he will be there.
If you book him, he will. No, if you book him, he will come.
If you book him, he will come.
And to here, so I've been doing that, and that's been great. You know.
I'm done. Yo.
Leroy, are you okay with that?
Oh my God.
I'm done with, I'm actually done with Leroy. Just write the notes.
I'm taking show notes and you're making it difficult. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Back to Midori.
That's a whole problem.
Yes, anywho.
Okay. Anyways, so during that whole entire year, I was Miss Black Virginia, so I was really excited about that. Miss DC girls. I went to Miss Black USA, and I did the dang thing. You know, I
killed it.
made
I was there.
top 15. My support team was friggin' there again.
Because you know,
in
we
the
out there
flesh.
causing ruckus in a storm.
Ruckus out with the white folk. Out with the white folk. Okay, so let me tell you, I'm not going to spill any tea about that because that could be its own show, and I know like pageant updates is our thing, so that might be a separate like side thing on another show, on another episode or whatever.
That'll be a Midori show.
That will
Leroy, because he lives that life,
and
now Leroy lives the life, and you're a pageant adjacent, as we are hood adjacent.
He makes more money than we do from pageants.
I'm an ally.
Please.
Whole time, Leroy makes more money from pageants than we do.
Yeah, that's awkward. Awkward sauce. And you're a guy with the ding dong. Okay, anywho. So for me, I really was. It's a real thing.
But that actually is a thing.
Why is a straight black guy getting paid so much in pageantry? Anywho, anyways. So because of that experience or whatever, I really had the bug, and I ended up competing for Miss DC after that, which was awesome. Actually, I will say, like, getting back in the Miss USA ring, like that, trying to go for that title was incredible for my mind.
Yes, and also made top 15.
I was very proud of making top 15.
Listen, I mean, I wasn't surprised.
That one, I was very proud to make top 15 because I felt like I really showed myself on that stage.
And again, I know we're friends of Carla Crawford. Love her. But one thing when you do a DC pageant, people have to understand, it's a different caliber of women when you do a DC pageant. And this is across the realm.
Games.
This is across, if you can go to America, USA, international, super, like all the systems. The caliber of women that are in DC and try to go for that DC title is a different type of woman.
Completely.
Okay. And you gotta have to be. When your local news is national news,
and that's
you gotta be a different type of woman.
That's
you can't just be a regular player out here.
Completely.
You gotta be multifaceted.
You've got to be.
You have to be well-rounded. You have to be down to earth and extremely extremely knowledgeable and be able to be critical and know what's going on in the world. So my girl making top 15 representing for
Killed
DC,
it.
like I was more than proud. You were out
Yay,
there. You know,
thanks,
the
babe.
pageant dads. Shout out to Christopher Medley.
Oh my
Shout out
gosh.
to Sean
Medley and
like,
Bellamy,
love
my
them.
loves.
Love them.
I love you guys every day of my life. I love
if you're
you.
in the realm of Miss Black and Gold and the Alphas,
Oh my gosh.
they are the pageant dads. Okay, shout out to them. Yeah, I know the him. Anyway,
They were amazing.
I'm a pageant
Amazing
brother.
sauce.
Can I be
You
a
are.
pageant brother?
You
know you can. You're here.
brother, not a dad. But
Wait. I told you guys about how they
No,
put
you
us
definitely
on.
are. We've been through the trenches together.
Okay.
Oh, that's a
Putting
real
your
thing.
pageants together.
No. If you're
Yeah,
if you're a
Not
part
by
of
choice.
pageants,
That's
I
the
mean that's a
funny
real
part.
thing. But
Yeah.
let me tell you.
But
I told you
I
how,
appreciate you even more for that.
You said the what?
I appreciate you even more for that
Oh,
because
yeah.
it wasn't by choice, but you took on the task and you realize and you respect what it was because putting on a pageant
I respect pageants a lot.
is not as easy as it seems. And anyone who has something to say about it, get on the stage with me and let's try.
Ooh.
With me.
Awkward.
With me. Me.
Very awkward.
And then I'm bringing on my sisters and we all don't play.
That's a real
Okay?
thing.
Yeah,
But back to you,
yeah, we
Midori.
were all
Okay.
cheering for Midori that day. It was lit.
It was a great time. I had so much fun. I mean, honestly, I feel like DC, like I said, it was a whole nother can of worms. It was totally different, and it stretched me, pushed me, I grew, and I like it. I don't think it's funny. I don't think that I don't know. It was a different kind of feeling. It's
Yes.
different competing in DC than in Virginia.
Yes.
So my first Miss USA time was in Virginia, and I was the belle of the ball, and it's a whole bunch of little white girls and little blonde hair and little gingers, and it's cute. DC had like 50-70% chocolate women.
And so you're not
More, I think it was more than
you're
that.
not the
actually.
minority.
You don't stand out because you're the beautiful chocolate girl, and so DC definitely gave me a run for my money. I feel like had I got a different like local coaching, had I got some more local coaching on how the DC pageant does it, girl, I would have been in that top 5.
Oh, yeah, because it is different.
Yeah, no, it's totally different. So I think going from Virginia, I'm thinking Virginia Sweetheart, and this was DC Roar, and it was beautiful. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Anywho,
Different
shout out to all of the girls. I'm talking about pageant PR coaches. I'm talking about Carla. I'm talking about Miss
Shout
DC
out,
USA.
shout out,
I'm
shout
talking about Miss USA friends. All of our friends who have gone into the pageant system. Kudos to you.
Yes.
I'd have to say kudos because that was my last time I aged out
Yes.
gracefully. Took that bow, and I'm actually
And you're
I'm
top
very
15.
happy. And I was top
you
15
ended
both
on a
times.
good note.
Good
2
note.
years, no, in 1 year, 2 pageants top 15. So I was fine. I'm fine.
You're solidified. You're good.
Solidified.
Big deal.
It was some, it was an accomplishment. It was a
Hey,
smile.
write it down.
If you
But,
go and you place, you're good.
Oh no, that's real. That's a real thing. I mean, it
Because
just shows
you've never gone in that place.
Oh, honey.
Because I haven't.
I ain't gonna go in that place.
No. There's no. No.
I mean,
feel
I'm
like
just
you do a certain
saying.
amount of work, you're gonna place.
Because
you do certain
everybody,
work, you're gonna place.
Everybody can't win, but there is a certain consistency. Like if you always go and you always place, you're
Right.
on the right track. You're doing the right things. But
Big things.
I mean, that's only like one thing that you've been
Right.
doing in all this time.
Completely. And so now, I guess it's a segue into the new
Yeah.
shit.
Hey.
So funny times.
Bum, bum.
At
Bum, bum.
DC USA, I had a little friend with me, and that was a fun time. It was really cute or whatever. It's funny. You remember how you look back at pictures and you're like, dang, I wish I could have invited somebody like to this event and like da 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 da. So a month and some change later.
Because that was
ended up-
DC.
That was DC USA.
Sorry,
That was in December.
December 2017?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
December 2017. So this time last year. Yeah, exactly. This time last year.
Difference in
We
year
were.
mix.
I know, isn't that
1
crazy?
year. 1 year later.
I had a very awesome guest to that event. and I-
Me and Leroy are hyping this so bad.
That was a great SpongeBob reference, and I don't know if anyone caught that, but that was really good. And I always catch them. I hear it in the back. I was dozed off, and I'm like, I hear it in the back. I hate
Only
you.
millennials.
I hate, only millennials will love SpongeBob like that.
Yes.
It's ridiculous. 1
Exactly.
hour later.
Yes.
So January 21st, I walked into an orientation room for Creating Change, a huge conference that happens all across the country. It happens every year or whatever. They change their dates or whatever. But I walked into a volunteer session, our orientation, and And I come, I walk into the room. I'm late because that's who I am. I come in the back, I make a right. So I'm like not walking up, in front of you. You don't want to walk in the center aisle where everyone can see you. Right? I only go up like 2 rows. I'm like, I'm still trying to stay in the back. And I go all the way to the inside. So, I really could have just walked up the center and made a right. And I didn't. I just did all the extra. Only to sit down next to
love of my life, you are my friend. Love of my life. I'm sorry, I had a moment.
I can't depend.
I felt it in her smile, so my soul said to start
it's
singing.
Badu. You know it's Badu.
Yes.
Okay, so apparently a friend of mine was going to this conference. She was presenting at the conference.
Okay.
So I hit her up, Mani, I gotta give her a shout out. So Mani says, come to the conference. I'm bringing one of my friends. She's gonna come to the conference too. You guys should volunteer together. I said, all right, cool. No big deal. I go to volunteer orientation and I look at her and I'm like, oh, it's that girl you've always been telling me about. Oh, that's right. We've known each other for 6, 7, 8 years, been Facebook friends. We were in the same party on the different sides of the room.
Same circle.
With different people for 7 years, basically. I sat down
The same
in
ecosystem.
the same ecosystem, right? I sat down
Destiny.
next to Ash, and I promise you, my whole life changed. It was like between her smile, my smile, like the fact that we finally had met up because we had heard so much about the other person because we knew that we were both going to be volunteering. We also had been warned not to date the other person because that's awkward. Apparently a part of the same friend group.
What?
Because our middle friend was like, yeah, don't mess up the friend group. And I'm like, oh, so I'm an adult. That's awkward.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So let
If
me.
you know Midori, you can't tell her what to do.
Don't tell me
no
what
bars
to
out
do.
here.
Hello.
Now I do what I want.
Exactly.
So what happened?
all the shows. We
the
have
shows.
mad songs.
We have so many.
We
songs.
almost have
There's
an
a song
album
for everything. There's a song for everything.
I think we have an EP.
It's ridiculous.
We're on
I'm
it.
ready to put out the mixtape. I'm done. I'm done. I've got the cover ready. I'm drawn. It's DMV Podcast. Anywho, so basically what happened was for 7 days, we volunteered together at almost every workshop. We did the workshop together. Then we would, after the workshop, go back, have our little notes, have our session, have lunch, have coffee, drink,
nice.
whatever, and talk about the sessions. So I always tell people, we learned so much in 6 days that people might not learn in 6 years or 6 months or 6 years.
I'm beaming. Just so
Okay,
you know.
so you mean to tell me we
Very
go
rare.
to creating change? This is a conference about social justice, racial justice, LGBTQ issues. How can I make sure that my desires are matching my fulfillment and my purpose and my passion? How can I do the finances and this? All these things are coming together, and we're talking about all of them. So you mean to tell me that I find out about your deepest fears, your greatest regrets, your family trauma, your personal, all in 1 week?
And I still like you, and I still want to.
And I still
want to get
like
to know
you?
That's real. And that's
it.
And I don't
real.
keep people. I don't keep people that don't mean something to me. So that was a real thing for me.
I
you
don't
know.
keep people that don't mean something to me.
Write
Can we
it
just
down.
quote that?
Write it
Pew, pew,
down.
pew, pew, pew.
Right? No.
I
Right?
don't keep
No.
people that
No.
don't mean
that
something.
don't
down.
mean something.
That's
and
real.
that means it's an emotional
That's real.
connection. It might be a beautiful business partnership, whatever. You mean something to me.
Mean something.
Therefore, we have been friends and we don't have to talk. Literally, as Isa puts her hands around all of us. Because
You guys mean
we don't have to
something
talk
to me.
every day, but you mean something to me, right?
My family.
Exactly. And you see that. You feel that.
Dramatic.
Exactly. So in that week, she showed up for me in ways that some other people who I was trying to court at the time had never showed up for me, and they had had the chance to do so, and they had failed.
So in case y'all missed all of that, Midori has a whole girlfriend.
I have a
long
whole
story short.
entire girlfriend.
And it's a whole Ebony and Ivory connection.
It is.
Please see the pictures
Wait,
from
pause,
my birthday. Because once I met her myself,
Do you remember who we were?
FaceTime.
Do you remember who we were for your birthday? Because you
Wait.
had the dress up party. Everyone was supposed to dress up for 90s nostalgia or whatever.
Yeah, it was a nostalgia
remember who
party.
we were?
I don't. I know you were a model.
I was Victoria Beckham, and she was friggin' the dude. What's his name? David Beckham. Because she works for Adidas, and she wore the T-Rose. So she had a whole Adidas OG outfit. She looked so
And her hair
fly.
and her hairstyle worked.
Right. It
For
was
it.
so
Right.
old school. I think she still had the short hair back then.
Yes.
It was so cute.
Yes.
So anywho, fast forward, we are
She had
literally,
awards.
oh my gosh, I hate you. Later, we'll talk about it. So
I've never Goo Goo Gaga'd over like a gay couple or a lesbian couple in my life the way I do over y'all.
It is ridiculous.
And maybe because I know you and like you're my sister and I love y'all, but like y'all are beautiful. Y'all are nice to look at, and like
y'all make a move.
But the thing is. Yeah, and this is cisgendered, straight girl talking.
Yeah, come on.
I can see the love.
Oh,
like knowing you and knowing how you date and how you you are with people. Like I see you and then I don't see you because she don't cut no corners, she don't play no games.
Yeah, Dory doesn't play no games.
That's her soft spot, y'all.
She literally is the soft spot in my freaking heart.
Meeting her via FaceTime and beaming the whole FaceTime because Midori's beaming the whole FaceTime.
Ear to ear, I'm smiling, so you're
Ashley
smiling.
was like, I'm just happy to meet you. I was like, I like Midori, I like her. So you're coming to my birthday?
Right,
okay.
right.
And then I meet you in person, I'm like, oh, yeah. Yeah, this is the thing.
She's so cute, so chill. So she's from Blacksburg, where Virginia Tech is. So if you imagine, I went to Blacksburg 2008. She went to Radford, our sister school. So you mean to tell me I was in your town where you grew up for 7 years, and I only saw you at the mall, and I was goo goo gaga over you from walking past you in the mall, and you never paid me any mind. She paid me dust. She paid me dust for years.
That's why it works. That's why it works.
But that's because she told me, if you had dated me back then, we would have been broke up, girl. We wouldn't be where we are now. I'm laughing because back then she was a different person. So was I. I was nowhere near.
Perfect timing is perfect timing.
Completely. You cannot rush. You cannot change it. You cannot reformat it and say, I want it with somebody else.
God's plan.
That is God's plan.
God's plan.
Boom.
God's plan.
It took me back because we were talking about Deshauna earlier doing the speech today, the cancer speech.
Yep.
She talked about that. Like not being a size 5, having a size 9 dream and pacing yourself and being ready for it.
Well,
you wasn't ready at size 5.
You wasn't ready.
That's for your size 9 dream. So who you were at 22, 23, you wouldn't be able to appreciate the relationship you're in right now as your grown self for the both of you.
That's right.
And not only that, you just owning your whole self. Because it's just so y'all know, she's never not owned it. Y'all just privy to the information.
And this gets into the politics of it, right? So the funny and yet unfortunate thing about that is I wasn't able to talk about my personal relationships during a lot of the pageant work that I was doing because number one, it's not that place. It's not my place to talk about my personal life. And this wasn't
your platform. Like it wasn't like you didn't. I remember you telling me not to cut you up. I remember you telling me, I don't want that to be my thing. I am Midori. I am a being. I'm an essence. And I don't want people to take something and make that Midori who happens to be this and be the thing of my title. I want you to know Midori.
It would have just been like Midori is Miss Black Virginia. Like the headline literally is like Miss Black Virginia, like gay queen promotes. And I'm like, what the WTF? That's not a thing for me. That's not possible. It's not gonna happen. It's not.
And I respect that. I respect your decision. I respect how you gracefully carried that.
Right. Again, and the thing about it was there was no detriment to my spouses, but to my partners at the time, to my girlfriends. There was also this whole understanding with all of my friends. Anybody who knew me and who actually knew my real last name. If you know my government last name, you know who I am.
I met her and I got her last name. That's how we knew we were going to be friends.
Hello. So if you knew the government, you actually knew me, and that meant you knew I had a girlfriend because I'd been having girlfriends. I'd been having girlfriends since college. I'd been having girlfriends since before. You got me effed up. So Anywho, with this new relationship, she's a bodybuilder. She's always in the gym, like working out. So I have a subscription to the Golds, and I got a little membership to Golds.
She competing?
So she did compete this year.
She did, and she was so cute.
She was amazing. So let me tell you a little bit about bodybuilding. Yeah. So there's a couple different levels, but bikini is the bottom. You've got physique, which is those two require you to be in heels. And you have a certain garment that you wear, a certain, suit. It's not just a regular swimsuit, obviously. It's bejeweled and dazzled and all that stuff.
And it's like string.
Oh, it's amazing. It makes you, honestly, you feel great in such little clothing. I didn't realize how empowered I would feel about my body in something that showed off my muscles. It wasn't about showing intimate parts. It's about showing the frame and your muscles. When I first saw her compete, I was like, this is great. This is awesome. Wait, hold on. I'm jumping ahead. So there's bikini, there's physique. I mean, there's physique. figure. Then there's physique, and then there's bodybuilding, which you guys know as women's bodybuilding is that top tier.
Yeah.
That's the women who may or may not be taking other stimulants.
Right.
Those are the women who are going for, I need muscle mass and definition and separation.
Right.
So as you go down the list, it breaks down, and the requirements are obviously
There's a whole
different.
science
and less and
behind it, y'all.
So me, I'm actually in an off-season bikini look. I'm very thin. I'm very toned. I look good. Give me 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I'm bikini ready. So I'm a bikini girl, whatever. I told her I would never do this. They literally turn and face the back and they poke their butt out so you can see all of their snatch. And I'm like, why would I want this?
Very true.
Why would I? I'm like,
It's
why would
not
you
the
want to
same
put
as
your?
pageants.
It's not the same as. So mind you, coming from a pageant, I just completed and competed in a pageant in December, and now I'm seeing her in like. Was it April, May, and June preparing? And I'm like, this is trash. What is it? This is ridiculous.
It's serious preparation.
Oh, it's serious.
No, it's
Meal
not. It's no
prepping.
game.
Every day we're
Workout.
in the gym. Because of her, I had to eat differently because I
Right.
was like, I'm not cooking 2 meals. So I'm learning. I went to that first competition, blew my mind. And that's when I realized they're posing to show the fucking muscles. I'm like, oh my God, look at that. I'm like, look at the quads. Look at the cams. Look at this. I was so just
In the
drawn
boom.
in
And
the different poses and everything.
boom.
Right. The classic. I loved it.
And the flex.
And the
Art.
flexing
It's
and the
art.
it is an art. Well, when bodybuilding started with Arnold and the Arnold Classic, way back. Look, the Arnold Classic was named after him after he was proven to be the best.
Exactly.
He competed for like 7 years. At the peak, he stopped. Right?
After you went AWOL.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk about it. But so because
Bring it
of
past.
all of that, you have this beautiful art form of building your body up and then cultivating this culture of like, I'm gonna shape and I'm gonna create something that's very unique to just me here.
It's amazing because you literally can create the body that you want.
And you know what?
And it makes you realize
It blows my life.
Like
I love
how
it.
they say you can't lose fat in certain areas, which is true, but you can create the body that you want.
You can.
If you eat
You
this
can,
way,
but you
work
can
out
lose
this
fat.
way.
You can lose it. You can lose it all. It's not about targeting that one
Yeah.
specific place. It's about working your whole entire body.
And
It
seeing
literally
what
is
it
up
changes
and
into.
down. Yes. And the funny thing about it is you can right now, as you are right now, go to the gym for 3 months and lean up and just look great. You can bulk and then go back down and look completely different.
Oh,
Your
yes.
muscles can
I've
literally
played that
change
game.
shape depending on how you work them.
Yep.
And once I realized this was art and this was
It's art.
sculpting,
Yes.
I was hooked. I went to the gym and I'm like, I'm doing this leg press, but I'm gonna do it sideways, upside down, because I'm gonna work this back glute and then this bottom ham, and then I'm gonna go in the front and I'm gonna work this quad. There's so many different ways to kind of change your body. And I thought that it was just like
amazing.
makeup. It's just like painting. It's just like
You can
anything
have a
else.
different body
It's another
every
art
decade.
form. Literally, it's another art form. So I love it. I think it's amazing. She introduced me to bodybuilding and to athleisure, wearing athletic clothes in leisure time. Because
Yes.
now I'm wearing an Adidas hoodie, Adidas crew neck.
Poppin'.
She loves Adidas, by the way.
Got my
Shout out
socks
to
on.
Adidas.
I mean, we get a discount. And
Yeah, get it.
so yeah, you know what?
wanted
God
to.
has really blessed me. I'm really excited that things have turned out to be the way they are, even though I had other plans. When I met Ashley, I was in my heart and in my emotions, I was committed to somebody else. I thought I wanted to go talk to somebody else and do something completely different. The day that I met her, that changed. The week that I met her, I decided not to do it, and then 3 months later, we were like in the middle of a relationship. We don't have a date, and that's why January 21st is
That's
our
when
date.
you know.
So
Because
real.
there was
when you know.
nobody else. Do you know having to like drop all the hoes was really easy and very
I want y'all
like
to know.
such a it was a monumental
them
moment
hoes.
But
because
for Midori-
I have had hangers on
Yeah.
like for
For Midori, that's a real thing.
That's a real
My
thing.
sis was out here,
honey.
not out here,
Not
but
a
like-
not a
but she-
rotation, but
Nah.
when I say there's a suitor around the block, there's a suitor in this state, there's a
Listen.
suitor in that state, there's a
Let's
suitor
just
who
say
was bro.
she was choosing, and she had all flavors. Was checking
I mean,
the men's,
the men's,
the women's.
is
Everybody was
Everybody
checking,
was trying
and she
to-
was entertaining. She wasn't taking, but she was entertaining because we can entertain a little bit.
we can entertain.
She's a hot commodity. She knew her worth. So when you know
Knew
your
it.
worth,
Knew it.
you know how much. Listen, you know.
Today.
What they say, know your worth, charge and add
Yeah.
tax. Oh, I.
That's real. So because of her, I think that I was in a great position because I had already done self-work. I had already figured out like, okay, I know I want to be a better person. What are the things that are triggering bothering me? What are the things I'm still hung up over from 7th grade? What are all these things? Things that you talk about in therapy, things that you talk about with your psychologist, things that you talk about with your psychiatrist. All these things coming together. I was doing the work by myself because I was poor and I couldn't afford to go to therapy. So I was reading books, I was watching documentaries, I was watching anything self-help, reading anything I could. And I think that she was on the same kind of path. So when we kind of met, I had already done a lot of work. She was beginning the work, and I felt like I could help her with whatever little knowledge I had. And then we just read together, and that was the basis of the relationship. We were celibate for the first 30 days.
Celibacy,
30, 60,
my
90
sister.
days, whatever it was.
That's important.
It was real.
That's
so we didn't kiss for past the 30 days, and then nothing happened. After the 90 days, we still were like, okay, like let's that's today's the day. Today's number 90. Nothing happened. Fell asleep. Go to sleep. Nothing. It didn't matter to us. The physical was not a part of it. It's literally like, let me get your right. If you're spiritually growing, I didn't need anything else. The food was there. We were meal prepping. I'm eating well. She gave me vitamins and supplements. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's biotin? What is this? All these little things. Like, you just don't even realize little ways that she was health hacking herself that I could do too. So because of that, now I am studying to get the certificate in nutrition. She's getting a certificate in personal training. Eventually, we're going to marry these two ideas and these two lives. And come into some sort of, beautiful fitness kind of arrangement where I can give this information that I want to give out to people, telling them how to live easier, healthier lives, and she can help you actually work it out. And that's what I want.
If we want to follow this journey of what you guys are doing and the amazing things that you are.
The amazing things that are happening.
If it's amazing, let's meet couples.
Yes.
Who's out here trying to save and heal lives. Where can we follow you?
Yes. Okay. So Young Fox Life is this channel that we've created where we're giving fashion, food, faith, and fitness tips. And this is all on Instagram. And
that's where we live.
I gotta follow up.
In 2019, we're branching out to video. So we will be doing videos, but it's going to be a great journey. I feel like my purpose has always been to share and to serve, and it's just, what am I sharing? Stories, it's knowledge, it's the information people want to hear, right? So how do I give that? Okay, cool. TV, it's print, it's the magazines, it's all the things that I'm doing, and now I'm adding this level of, I can actually give you a real tip to help you with your cholesterol, or to help you with the way you're living your life, or with your kid won't eat vegetables. Let's talk about this. Looking at nutrition and how it actually affects your entire body.
Educating is key.
I'm so excited. Yeah. I am so excited. So on top of that, I'll be doing that certification. I got another certification coming up. We're not gonna talk about it until it comes up. But there's a lot of things coming up that I'm just like, this relationship kind of opened me up to seeing very clearly. Like, oh, you did like that. You did want to be that. You did want to do that. Yeah, you still have time to do that. So I feel like that's the biggest. That's the biggest.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So it's been we've been working.
The
hiatus wasn't a sleep period. It was we working.
Oh, for real. It was. Totally. Yes. So with that note, you want to take a break?
Yes.
Call it 5 seconds.
Yeah. Let's take a 5-second break, and we'll be back with DMV Podcast.
Hi, this is V Bozeman, and you're watching DMV Podcast.
And we're back from DMV Podcast. What's up, you guys? So 2018 was really good to all of us. Yeah. And we hope that 2018 was good to you. And I hope that 2018 will be even better. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to suggest, Leroy, give me something that you are leaving behind in 2018 and something that you want to pick up in 2019. Let's go.
I'm leaving behind a lot of sugar in 2018 because my physical journey was trash in 2018, and it was trash for most of 2017. And I've started, what I like to do? I like to take the December, I like to use it as a springboard into 2018. So I started off this year doing 6 a.m. workouts, and cool. I've been on for 3 weeks. So we're going to go into 2018
yes.
with the new thing. Sesay, what you taking into 2019?
I like it.
So what I'm leaving in 2018 is toxicity in all forms. Yeah. I'm letting go of things that they don't serve me anymore, whether it be people, whether it be relationships, whether it be food, whether it be jobs. I have made a conscious decision. I know who I am. I know what I want. I know what I no longer want. And I really believe, like my favorite pageant question, when is a girl become a woman? And the correct answer is she becomes a woman, she realizes her self-worth. This was the year of me truly realizing my self-worth as a person and who I am.
That was tweetable. I love it.
Yeah, and who I am to myself. Like, it doesn't matter how you feel about me, how you feel about me. Yes, your opinions do matter because I care about y'all and I love y'all and I care about your opinion. But the biggest opinion matters for me.
Yeah,
and
it's your opinion. Yeah.
The difference a year has made. I love me right now, and I'm gonna shed a tear, but I'm not.
I know.
I love me right now. I love where I'm at. I love where I'm going. I love my growth. And so I'm leaving behind things that no longer serve me. And in 19, I'm willingly accepting all of the amazing things that are supposed to be here for me because I made room. I'm making space by clearing out the bad.
We talked about the wildfire that literally like was a blaze in your life, girl.
Yes.
And all of that dead brush, you just brush it away, and that fertilized, that soil is ready, girl. Okay.
I'm excited for 2019. 2018 was a growing pain in the way that I needed it in the best way because I'm hard-headed. I needed to learn all the lessons I need to learn in that particular way.
That's right.
So 2019, I'm grabbing what's mine.
Good.
That's right.
Step into your fortune.
Because hey, we're still 30. So golden year, 30 on 30th. Boom. I got 3 more months. Boom. Shimmy
I'm
shake.
over.
The shimmy shake is happening.
The shimmy shake is real. Tata's everywhere, y'all.
So Midori, because y'all know I don't care. I would be naked out here if it was legal.
I'm done.
You heard it, folks. Let's get that going.
If it was legal.
Maybe at the bottom half, but topless.
Who we gotta talk to?
Over.
Take me to a
Leroy's
topless beach.
engaged.
I don't like tan lines. I don't like. First of all, Leroy's my brother. Like, he didn't even say it like that. He meant it in a literal sense, not in a...
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Don't try to make this...
That's why I played him.
It's not. I'm gagging. Okay, so, full disclosure, and I'm going to put his business on blast. Me and Leroy had dinner like another night, and and his girl tried to bring up like a sexual encounter between them. Talk on the table, and I was like, I can't do this because he's like my brother.
Leroy, I don't ever want to hear about anything.
Thank you. I was like, first of all, I can't have this convo with both of y'all in the room. Nope. It's physically.
It's got to be a bro conversation or a sis conversation.
Thank you.
I don't think. Okay, and you. I'm gonna get into what I want. In the end. That's hilarious. I want less of Leroy's PB. I would like.
I'm dying.
More
I'm dying.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I am done with this show. Bye, guys.
Midori, what are you letting go of in 2018?
What I'm letting go of in 2018? Anxiety. I'm letting go of anxiety. And this is a conscious decision to let go of anxiety through actual practices. I'm going to go into 2019. Eventually, in the first... I'm trying to get in the month, in the first couple of weeks of January, get into therapy or find somebody who I can just talk to on a regular basis and just begin that conversation.
I'm an advocate for therapy.
Just because we all need somebody to call on and talk to. I'm not calling Tyrone. I would like to call Tyresha. I don't know who. I don't know.
She's gonna call Ashley.
I need a female. I need a lady. But so I'm getting rid of anxiety. And the one thing I'm going to pick up in 2019, I think a little bit more courage. I think there are some things that I am fearless about, right? I am totally fearless about. And then there are a few other things where I'm like, oh my gosh. And I take very small steps to get there. And this year I ended up filing my EIN and creating,
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I ended. So I'm developing, a couple things. Courage is what I need going into 2019 to face the things. They say if you are a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, you are scared shitless 24/7, basically. You cannot be afraid of that. So that's what I'm going into. I need to be more courageous. And, I have steps that I will take to be more courageous. So benchmark me, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, benchmark.
January 30th, 30, I don't know how many days in January. January 30th, hit me up and ask me how I'm feeling about life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But yeah, that's all I got, So the recap was awesome. I mean, thank you guys for sticking around and listening. If you guys listened to this point, wherever you're listening, because it's like iTunes, drop a comment and let us know what your favorite part or what resonated with you the most. We love to hear from you guys. We really want to engage with you guys. 2019, we're doing so much more. We're doing so much bigger, better. We want to include you. We want you guys to be around.
More than anything, we're back.
We back.
Bad boy.
But Midori, where can they find us though?
You can always find the DMV Podcast on Facebook and Instagram. We out here. On SoundCloud. You can always email the DMV at dmvpodcast@gmail.com. I know that Gmail account has some cobwebs on it. Slightly, some dust balls. But yeah, if you got questions, comments, if you want to be on the show, please send us an email. That's dmvpodcast@gmail.com.
And don't forget to tell a friend.
To tell un amigo.
And to tell another friend
about the DMV Podcast.
Hey, and that's how it works.
All right. Peace.